hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. I'm just checking my mic here. Hello and welcome to another stream here with Vlad the Noob. And yeah, welcome to Sydney, everybody. Welcome to Sydney. All right. So we are looking at the A380, the Qantas A380. Okay, this is the A380 by FlyByWire, obviously. And I am flying it today in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I believe this is the first time I'll be flying the A380 since it was actually released for 2024. If I'm not completely mistaken. It still gives me not so great performance, but it isn't too bad. So today we're going to take it for a little spin from Sydney to Melbourne. Now both Sydney and Melbourne for me are the default airports. I don't have any add-on scenery for that. Sydney is a handcrafted airport, although it doesn't look that great in my opinion. The buildings are just, not so great. And then we're going to be flying over to Melbourne, which is not even handcrafted by default. So it's, yeah, it's not too bad as long as we can make the flight. I do need to get my hands on the scenery for both of these airports. But yeah, performance isn't the best. As you can tell, there's a bit of a stutter. It's not exactly the smoothest. I don't know why it's that. Don't know why it's that bad, but yeah, it is. It is. Okay. All that being said, let's take a quick. Sorry about that. That is my bad. Let's take a quick look around Sydney. This is Sydney International Airport, according to MSFS 2024. So yeah, it's a bit stuttery. I don't like that. I don't know what's wrong with it. In addition to that, MSFS 2024 has been giving me issues since last night. Some issues with the servers and whatnot, so performance here isn't the best, but it's okay enough, I guess. It's okay enough. Alright. All that being said, let's get ourselves back down here. Let's go take a look at today's flight. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright, here we are in the cockpit. And let's get our sim brief ready first. Sim brief. View the flight plan for today. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let's update this flight plan, shall we? Use the current time, yes. Okay, YMML, A380, kilograms, IFR, block time 140. We're going to cut that short with a bit of sim rate use. Camp 16, Wall CB Boise 80. Okay. All right, we can generate that. EM, you don't even feel it. It's too short flight. 1 hour 40 minutes is long for my live stream. I usually try to keep my live stream flights between 40 minutes and 1 hour long so that I can wrap up the live stream within 2 hours. That's what I usually do. So for me, it's a long one. For an A380, excuse me. For an A380, it is like, it's nothing. For an A380, a 1 hour, 40 minutes flight is like, I don't even know, like warming up the engines. So yeah, it is a short flight in that way. EM, welcome to the stream. How are you today? All right, let's get ourselves started up here. Get the batteries going. There we go. Get external power going. There we go. Crew supply, ground control. We have the ADIR systems to nav, emergency lights armed, logo lights automatic, nav lights on. Can have the passenger signs up and running. What about from Perth to Sydney? What do you think? Perth to Sydney. I think it's too long. Perth to Sydney is too long. Yeah, that's definitely way too long for me to do. That is way too long for me to do. Even with fast forwarding and sim rate, it's way too long. Okay, so we've got our initial setup here done. Let's get this tablet going here. Import sim brief. Anas, hello there. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so that's done. All right, let's come down here. We're gonna ask for fueling and payload. All right, EM, you're at work. Well, thank you very much for tuning into my live stream from work. Much appreciated. Okay, we're gonna go to GSX. We're going to request some refueling here. Regional Express, so we can get our fueling needs taken care of. After that, we're also going to request from GSX boarding, please. There we go, and we can see the jetway coming up and getting attached. Looking good. Alright, IR's alignment and all that stuff is good. Let's come here to our... Okay, TCAS is on standby, that's fine. Not that big of a deal. Let me just put it to automatic for now like this. Yep, that's good. Oh, no, we don't want the thing to get attached right now. Only one jetway? Yep, just one jetway. I'm only using one jetway. You technically... I mean, MSFS, you can only use one jetway, honest. You cannot do multiple jetways. So, okay. So we're about to begin our boarding, and technically we should run the APU so we've got some air in the aircraft, but I'm gonna wait for a bit for that to happen. Yeah, like multiple jetways are not supported by MSFS as far as I'm concerned for any aircraft. It just doesn't support multiple jetway operations. Okay, so let's go to our FMS 1. Let's request our flight plan here from SimBrief. We're going to insert that. There we go. That's correct. Let's go to IRS. It's aligned on GPS position. That's good enough. Gonna be gate 9 or 10. I have no idea what number the gate is. I didn't actually check before spawning this in. I don't know if there's a way to check now, but I'm not sure which gate I'm at. I'm on one of the heavy gates, one of the easier gates to manage with the A380. That's why I'm on this particular gate. We'll take a look around outside and we'll see which gate number it is. As a matter of fact, I think we can do that now. Can we? Oh yeah, this is not a very good scenery, so the gate number isn't really... I don't think we'll be able to tell which gate it is. Should say on the screen up ahead of you. I'm guessing, yeah, if I have that, if GSX has bothered to bring that in here. No, it hasn't. See, it's not a very good scenery, so fortunately we don't have the board here. So yeah, anyway, let's take a look at today's flight plan and get that programmed in. Let's talk about our departure. Out of 16, runway 16 right today. Sid is going to be camp... What? Whoa, that SID is not available here. That SID is not available here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let me just put it as a temporary flight plan then. I'll just put it as a temporary flight plan. I'm going to insert that. Remove that discontinuity. Boise. Yeah, that all sounds good. Let's talk about YMML. Runway 16. We use ILS 16Z. Star of Boise 9A is fine. Via none. And we're going to insert that. There we go. EM, don't hurry. What do you mean by don't hurry? What do you mean EM by don't hurry? Delete that, insert. This is not me hurrying. This is actually me taking it slow. But yeah. All right. Okay, so we've got all of that set up there. That's perfect. I'm actually a bit slow right now. I just woke up, so kind of slow. All right, so that plan is pretty much the way how we want it to be. Let's go to our init page. Let's take a look outside, see what's happening with the fueling and stuff. Oh, fueling's finished already. Fueling is already... Oh, there's fueling. There's fueling. It's happening right now as we speak. There's fueling. About flight plan, you said something not available. And I write about difficulties. Yeah, that's because I don't have the departure procedure, the standard departure available, because I don't have Navigraph. That's why I don't have that available, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, fueling is going on right now. We've got our cargo loading in here. In addition to that, we've got our jetway connected and got lightning all around us, so pretty cool. Let's head ourselves back in here. Let's go to Navaids. Landing systems automatically... Yeah, that's good. Fuel and load. Let's talk about our fuel and load. What do we have today? Zero fuel weight estimated at 337. 0.0, so it's just 337 today for us. That's fine. Zero fuel weight, center of gravity. To do that, we need to go down here, go to payload. We have 35.49 is planned, so 35.5 is what we've got planned here. So let's do that. 35.5, that's done. Everything else is good. Block fuel for today, 33,275, so 33.2. Let's put that in there. Yeah, 33.3, that's fine. Yeah, it's supposed to be 33.3, isn't it? Yeah, technically, yep. 33.3. So I'm gonna do that. There we go. That's much better. 337 is correct as far as I'm concerned. It is. Yeah, it is. Okay, fine. Great. That page is done. Takeoff performance. For takeoff performance, we need to use a performance calculator. So let's do that. Let's go to performance calculator. Populate. Let's calculate. There we go. We got 142, 144, 149. 149. My personal record of total weight was 520,000 kg with 320 passengers flying from Houston to Dubai. Or to Houston from Dubai. That is a long flight, man. Very long flight. I don't know how you managed to do that. I don't know how you managed to do that. 66 degrees flex flex at 66 degrees. Assumed. And now let's do our THS here. Now for THS, we need to use the gross weight of 36.7. So let's use 36.7. 36.7, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Cruise. Where are we at? 40,000 feet is way too high. We don't need 40,000 feet worth of cruising, man. It's too high. It's really too high, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Climb, that is fine. Transition altitudes are fine, I believe. Yeah, 10,000 feet is fine, whatever. Descending, approach, and that's all good. Okay. That is good. Let's do that. Okay. That brings that to an end. We need to seriously turn on our APU at this point. We should have done that by now, but we just didn't. APU bleed is also on. There we go. Just waiting on the passenger loading to finish up, which is almost done, actually, as a matter of fact. We can go ahead and request GSX. Say prepare for pushback, and it will tell us to wait for boarding to finish. Yes, it is. Fuel truck is not available. That is fine. And we are just waiting on our boarding process to finish up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Sadly, you can't choose Polaris route for this flight, and it was really long, but on my way back to Dubai, winds above USA helped me a lot. Alright. That is a very long flight. You mean the polar route, right? You can adjust it to fly over the pole if you want. It is possible, yeah. You can adjust it if required. Using nav map. Little nav map will help you do that. Alright. Okay. There we go. Jetway being disconnected there. We're about to get this show on the road. Nose to the left or right? Let's have a look. We're taking off from runway 16 right. So runway 16 right, I believe, is the one. Oh, this is the one. This is 34. So 16 right should be this one. Yep, this is runway 16 right. So we're gonna have to go with our nose to the right. Yeah, we need to taxi with our nose to the right to reach 16R. So nose to the right is what we're doing today. Yeah, nose to the right. Okay. Nose to the right, please. Parking brake. Sure, EM. There we go. We've begun our pushback here. Okay, let's go ahead and start up these engines, shall we? There we go. Okay, beacon lights on, ignition on, and let's get the party started. Let's go for engine number 4. Okay, let's do that first. I need to adjust the THS here. That's something I need to do. Okay. Parking brake on. 36.6, that's 30. Yeah, there we go. Done. Good. Let's start up engine number 1. Set the local pressure. It's done. Altitude directly towards 40,000 feet today. We're not gonna do any step climbing. There you go. Engine starting up. All right. Bye bye. Thank you for that. Okay, engine number 2. Oh yeah, this is because of the it gives me certain warnings and stuff. I don't know why it does that. It's because of the pushback that it gives me that warning. There we go. Engine number 2 starting up. go ahead and start our last engine. There you go. Put that on. Down here. Bring our flaps down. All right. All right. Let's turn on our taxi light here. Strobe light to automatic. I thought I did that. I think we're looking good. We just need to turn off the APU in a bit. Just wait for engine number 3 to fully come to life here. Auto brake to take off. APU bleed off, APU itself off, ignition back down to normal. And what else? Ground spoilers armed, parking brake can be released. Alright. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, we are rolling. Rolling rather quickly as well, for that matter. And let's find ourselves at the correct runway. Good. Seatbelt signs, all of that stuff is on? Yes, it is. Alrighty. Alrighty. We are on our way. Okay. There are 4 engines idling. I don't like the brake system of this aircraft because it's very funny. But I believe it's realistic though. Okay, let's make this turn here. Right. Collision, yeah, traffic doesn't matter. I do not care about traffic. Let's test our takeoff configuration in advance. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Look, there's someone under us. EM used to work at the cargo terminal. Now he's working as a medical professional of some sort. I believe that's what he does, if I remember right. Okay, we're going a little too fast there. Gotta slow down, you know what I mean? Okay. Coming into lineup. Yeah, so we still have some issues with the FlyByWire A380, you know. Like the sound being a little funny and performance being a little funny. But yeah, apart from that, I think we're okay for the most part though. So there we go. 16 right. Okay, let's have this on takeoff. Let's have all of those lights on there. Good. Strobe lights can come on now. We can put our TCAS to TA only. And this can go to performance. No, not performance. It's too much. Just leave it like this. All right. Everything else is looking in order. I don't think there's something we've missed here. So without further delay, let's get ourselves out of here. Okay, parking brake released. Oh my gosh, this thing is so annoying. Should we just wait for this thing to get out of our way? Yeah, we will. We'll wait for that thing to get out of our way. Oh, look at that. Look at what this traffic is doing. It's just stuck in front of us. Move! You know what? I'm just gonna reset the traffic. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this, man. There we go. Now he's out of our way. Now he is out of our way. Release that parking brake and let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let us get out of here. Yeah, he stopped on the runway and he's taking his sweet time. I don't know what he's doing. FSLTL has a long way to go. Yeah, it's not glitch free, but it's free. So, it's okay. Alright, we need to pump on that brake a little bit. Kaleem, hello there. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I'm just gonna line up with the runway a little bit there. There we go. That's good enough. That's good enough. Okay. Alright, I believe we're ready for takeoff and we should take off. The controls check is already done anyway. I mean, we should have done that before, but let's just go ahead and you are a subscriber. Well, thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the channel. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, man. Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves out of here. Shall we do that? Yeah, we should do that. Before I do, let me just put that on nav mode there. Get that range working. We're gonna put that range up a little bit so we have a better idea. There we go. That's good enough. Let's bring our oh gosh. Let's take off. V1, we are going to rotate. Alright, positive rate, gear up. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Let's actually turn on the autopilot here so we can take a look at this. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of Sydney. All right. There is Sydney. we are leaving it behind. Just like that. This is your first time with a global citizen. That's interesting. How do you mean? How do you mean, Mr. Kaleem? Alright, let's put our flaps up. There we go. Slats are still out, and that's okay. See if weather. Oh, yeah, weather is inoperative. Okay, brilliant. You're from Pakistan, alright. There we go, we've got that disarmed there. Ground spoiler is disarmed. Anything else we need to do here? Yeah, these lights can come off. Runway turn off lights can go off. There we go. Good. Good. Check that out. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Damn, that looks good. That really does look good. Wow, you know what? Let's try this view. Ooh, there we go. Leaving behind Sydney Harbour, I think. Ah, lightning strike. Beautiful. Okay, we're coming up on 10,000 feet. We should go back in. There's our 10,000 feet. Landing light off. And our seatbelt signs automatic. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Looking really, really well. And let's also set this to standard. Absolutely beautiful. We're on our way, nice and easy. Cruising along, we will. Climb and then cruise. Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful stuff. Okay, let's have a look at some cinematic views now, shall we? Whoa. Stream from UAE to Pakistan. Unfortunately, I don't have any flights lined up for UAE to Pakistan at the moment, Mr. Kaleem. Tomorrow is going to be a general aviation or a fighter aircraft flight. But after that, we can take a look at flying from UAE to somewhere in Pakistan. That is not too difficult. It can be done. So yeah, let me have a look at what can be done. I can take a look at that. This scene is just absolutely beautiful, man. Damn, that's beautiful. That is a very, very nice. Yeah. Brilliant. You can never get enough of this. It's one of the most beautiful flights. You can never get enough of this one. Alright. The views are spectacular. Let's have a look at that. We're gonna continue climbing out for a bit more while we enjoy the views a little bit, and once we reach our cruising altitude, we're going to use sim rate to fast forward this flight all the way till somewhere near top of descent, and then again we'll pick it up from top of descent one more time with into one sim rate. So it's going to be it's not going to take us too long. It's not going to be too long of a stream. Check that out. We've got a rainbow in the background. Beautiful stuff. Some lightning. Of course, you've got the usual MSFS glitches. Nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. Ooh, check that out. I am using reshade just to make things a little better, just to get the color a little bit under control. I'm using reshade. Okay, we got to see that lovely turn there. Gonna take a look at the views just for a few more moments here at most. Then we'll head back into the cockpit and see what we can do to get this flight going along a little quicker. But this view right here is just absolutely perfect. It's so realistic. All right. Let's head back into our cockpit. And let's see what we can do to get ourselves to Melbourne a little quicker. Okay. So we're at 24,000 feet and we're going for 40, which means what we can do here is let's use the sim rate to make this a little quicker. And to do that, we're gonna come, well, I can just use my sim rate selector right here. Let's just go into 4. So we skip ourselves up to cruise. There we go, I'll leave that there. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Okay, so we'll skip ourselves up to cruise. Let's do that. Look at that. gone down to into 2 speed. That's interesting. Let's have a look inside. To go up to into 4. Come on. There we go. That's much better. I'm gonna skip through the cruising part as well, pretty much. And once that's done, once that is done, yeah, there we go. Gonna skip through our cruise here as well. We're about 160 nautical miles, a little under from top of descent. And there's our cruising altitude going towards our cruising speed. Nav is working. We're at 40,000 feet. Everything is looking great. So let me switch over to cinematic mode now. And we can just look around the views for a little bit. As we fly along here, I'll put the status bar up there so everybody can see that. We are flying along. Put the sim rate down here so you guys can tell that I'm using the sim rate. There we go. Ooh, little turn there, very nice. Far above the clouds at this altitude. Let's have a look how... Ooh, come on. Yeah, these views are pretty good. These views are pretty good. They're pretty good for yeah. You know what we can do now? Let's go into drone camera. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. I'm glad to know that you are enjoying the views here. Qantas, Spirit of Australia. All right. Need to adjust the camera a little bit. Excuse me for this, but I need to adjust our drone camera right here so we get better views there. That's much better. That is much better. Yeah, it is pretty good. That is one thing that MSFS does have. Visually very stunning. Despite the glitches, very stunning. That. Thank you very much, Sly567. Thank you very much. Hey, let's head back inside. Top of descent is already coming up. See? We're already at top of descent. So the first thing I'm going to do here is we're going to bring back the simulation speed to into 1. Okay. Alright, so top of descent coming up in about 20 nautical miles as far as I can tell. There we go. So we need to enter our destination data, and we're going to do that using our sim brief right here. Let's go to performance. Let's change the parameters. Let's do the landing performance. Let's come here. Let's go towards our performance page. Approach. Outside air temperature in Melbourne today is 18 degrees Celsius. We're gonna put that in. QNH today 30.12. 30.12. I'll put that in. Configuration is gonna be full. Minimum I'm gonna use radio 200, which I usually do. Okay, there we go. That's all done. Wind 170. 9 knots. There we go. Done. If we come back to our flight plan here, how much time to Melbourne? Let me have a look. About 30 minutes we should be on the ground. In about 30 minutes we should be on the ground according to current estimates. So let's see how that goes. We've got our destination data put in. We're coming up on our point of descent there, top of descent. So let's see what altitude we need to descend to. From what I'm looking at, it's about 3,000. Okay, so we can do 3,000. That's fine. We can do 3,000. Half hour, yeah, something like that. So let's do 3,000. And we're gonna wait for top of descent so we can command the aircraft to descend. Okay. Yeah, there comes top of descent pretty much up here. Okay. Perfect. Still waiting for that. Once that's completed, then we can go back to fast forwarding a little bit more if required till we reach around 11,000 feet, 10,000 feet, somewhere there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So we'll begin our descent, and from 40,000 feet we're going to continue descending all the way down to about 10,000, 11,000 feet. We're going to fast forward that. We don't need to sit through that, and once that's done, then perhaps we can or I might not fast forward at all. We'll see. Now that we've gotten rid of the cruise part, I don't think there's any need to fast forward. Okay, there we go. Top of descent coming up. And descend. Thank you very much. Let's arm the auto brake to low. Ground spoilers can remain armed up here, and everything else is pretty much the way it is. Let's see. Any need of any of these lights? No, we don't. So yeah, there we go. We've begun our descent. Okay. Let's see how this turns out. Okay. I think since the landing procedure is fairly straightforward, and not fairly, it's actually very straightforward, and I don't think I will fast forward at the moment. I think we can just leave it right here, at least for a bit. We can leave it just like that. Alright. We can leave it just like that. Drone view, you say? Yep, that's coming up. That is coming up. We can do that. We'll take a look at the views a bit more. Just a little bit more of the views. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, it does look good. Thank you for accepting. Oh, sure. I'm happy to do what is possible within the frame of what's possible on stream. So sure. You are welcome for that. You're welcome for that. Alright, so we're coming down to around 30,000 feet. That's what we are descending through. So I don't think there's much to fast forward now. We're just gonna let this go down by itself. Obviously transition altitude coming up at 11,000 feet. As long as we maintain current descent rate, we should be okay. It takes a long time to come down from such a high altitude, so there we go. You know what? I will actually go ahead and fast forward to 10,000 feet. But not more than that. So let's actually go ahead and do that right now. Let me go ahead and descend our... let's do into 2. But just till we reach 10,000 feet. After which I'm going to switch back to normal rate and we're going to jump back into the cockpit there. Can you get the sun in the frame? Yeah, I can do that. It's not that big a deal. I can do that. You guys seem to be enjoying the views today quite a lot. And it's hard not to. This jumbo jet is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I like your stream. Well, thank you very much. That means a lot, Mr. Kaleem. That is much appreciated. That is much appreciated. I'm glad you're having a good time. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, beautiful. Coming down through 24,000 feet. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, we'll be there in no time. We'll be there in no time. I wonder what the weather is going to be like in Melbourne. Apart from the wind, I don't have an idea. I think it might be... I hope it's not rainy. Let's find out. I mean, it makes it more fun to land if it is rainy, so... Coming through 20,000 feet. Okay. Looking good. Let's have a look at the other side of the view, shall we? Let's take a look here. Ooh, that is something else. That is something else. Look at that. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. You are welcome to the stream anytime and every time. Anytime and every time. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. I do appreciate that. It keeps me motivated. That looks cool. Let's have a look at the sunlight on this side of the aircraft. That reflection right there. Oh yeah, look at that. The golden glow on it. Look at that. That is it right there. That is it right there. Wow. Okay. Great. Now we're going down through about 15,000 feet. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the rate back to into 1. Yeah. And I'm gonna close that up just so we can have a last look at the view here. Look at that. Beautiful. Coming into Melbourne. Beautiful glow. Yep, there you go. That's looking cool. Remaining time to Melbourne. It'll be about 18 minutes estimated. About 18 minutes including landing. Okay, so we're coming up on 13,000 feet. There's Melbourne right there. Just less than 40 nautical miles, so it's not going to be too long. Let's increase the range on that. Brilliant. That view is just good. Flying into the sunset is what we're doing. We're literally flying into the sunset, I guess. Okay. All right, we're 40 nautical miles away, and it's time for us to jump back into the cockpit and pay more close attention now that we're coming into land here. Look at that beautiful view. We're going to come back into land, so let's go ahead and set our altimeter to local pressure first. What do we have? 1018, that seems about right. We need to have our ground spoilers armed, which it is. We need to slow down below 250 knots. That needs to happen. So let's just help our aircraft do that with a little bit of speed brake there. Speed brakes are out just to help us slow down. There we go. Good. Although we are failing to slow down just in time, so I might have to deploy the whole thing. Let's just deploy the whole thing. There we go. That's much better. That'll help us slow down there. There we go. Okay. Yep, I believe we have it under control more or less. Yeah, and we'll leave it armed. There we go. That's okay. You can watch it whenever it's possible for you. You can watch it whenever it's possible for you. No worries. Okay, we got an altitude restriction at 9,000 feet. Landing lights on because we're below 10,000 feet now. Let's have our seatbelts and all that stuff turned to on. Yeah, everything else is looking good. That's set. Ground spoilers are armed. We could lower the slats if we wanted to, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Just going to let this pan out for a little bit longer. There is our destination. Good. Okay. This is brilliant. The sun is making the sky look absolutely beautiful. This is a great time to be flying. Look at that. Brilliant. I appreciate the reactions in the chat. Very nice. It is landing time, yeah. Okay, we're dipping beneath the clouds. So let's have a look at that from the passenger's point of view, shall we? As we dip beneath the clouds here. Ooh. Look at that. That is beautiful. All right. 5,000 feet. Let's put this down to 2,500. We'll leave it at 2,500 here. Still going a little fast here. Faster than I would like. So I might want to activate approach already. Where is performance? Hold on. Yeah, I think I want to activate our approach as soon as possible. Do we need to do that or? Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna put the slats down here. Let's have a look. Speed is supposed to be at 250 still. Okay, so we're okay for now. Okay, so we're okay for now. The airport is right here. This is the runway we're landing into. So it's less than 15 nautical miles as the crow flies. It's right there. It is very, very close. Okay. All right, we're beginning to slow down, and 136 knots, that's perfect. So we can check out our flaps dropping now. There we go. All right, gorgeous stuff. Look at that. Okay, I need to be more careful because I know it's just a single turn in, so let's drop our flaps even further here. Okay, let's check out the other side. This is Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen. This is Melbourne. We're right outside of Melbourne. Outside of Melbourne. Obviously, it's not the city, but we're outside of Melbourne. Okay, let's do flaps full. There we go. Look at that. Goodness me, I need to take a screenshot of that. Screenshot. I'm in time. Have lunchtime. Now you can watch. Yes, you're right on time, EM, for a very nice little landing. So we got full flaps here. Ground spoiler's arm, that's ready. All the lights are correctly done. Yes, they are. Looking good. All right. Okay. Let's go towards this one. Okay. We are looking good. Now we're just waiting on catching the localizer. Sky dolly. I have sky dolly on the side here, about to get started with it. We're just waiting to catch the localizer, nothing else. Okay, that's all we're waiting on. Let's make that final turn, and we're waiting on catching the localizer. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely gorgeous. Man, this is some good looking stuff here. Oh, yeah, there we go. We're making that turn. We are making that turn, everybody. So let's go localizer. Okay. Alright, let's go localizer. That's done. Perfect. Localizer caught. Let's go to LS there. That's great. Good. So we just got our landing gear left, and yeah, we should put it down. Landing gear, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Landing gear coming down. Okay, we can begin sky dolly. There we go. Obviously we're below the glide slope. Puppy lights agree. There we go. We're waiting for the glide slope before we press approach. Landing checklist complete. Just make sure all the calls are done. Yes, they are. There's no need to do that, by the way. Let's put this up here as well. There we go. Runway turn off light can go on as well. Why not? Why not? Oh, this looks good. Okay. What kind of wind do we have? A straight headwind at 19. We'll see how the turbulence looks like. But that's not going to be too bad. Okay, approach on, please. Glide slope caught, and we are on our way to landing. There we go. Look at that. We're on our way to land, not too far at all now. So I will take manual control soon. I'll take manual control in just a bit. Beautiful. Last screenshot for today's stream. There we go. And yeah, I'll take control when it's about 1,000 feet. Okay. We'll see how it goes from there. Beautiful. Look at this. That's our runway. All right, 1,500 feet. We'll use 2,500 as a go-around altitude, but, you know. Ooh. The wind is looking a little funny. The wind is looking a little funny. The autopilot is having a bit of difficulty holding the aircraft for some reason. A little bit of turbulence and whatnot, I don't know. Best of luck. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Anis. That is kind of you. 1,000 feet coming up. Time to get serious. Okay, let's go.
1,000.
1,000. Okay. My aircraft, ladies and gentlemen.
1,000.
Yep, 1,000. It's not going to be an easy one, but let's see.
Hundred above. 100 above. 100 above. Minimum.
Okay, we're going to proceed.
$50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Whoa, we definitely had a floater there. We definitely had a floater there. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Okay. We definitely had a floater there. Yep, we touched down twice. I don't know what happened, but that did happen. Yep. Okay. Let's turn off Couple of our lights here, put that down to taxi, turn that off, let's put that back down to automatic. We can, there we go, done. Gonna pump the brakes a little bit. There we go. Let's put it on standby there with the TCAS. Ground spoilers down. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Melbourne. Alright. Welcome to Melbourne. Spoilers are still out. There we go. Why are our spoilers still out? I don't know why the spoilers are still out. Ground spoilers down, please. Thank you. Nope, they are refusing to go down. It's because... There we go. Now that's good. Yep. Got it. Yeah, I've got Sky Dolly running, but let's see what went wrong with that landing, because something clearly went wrong with it. We touched down once, and then our angle was too shallow, I believe. Yeah. My angle of attack was too steep, I believe is what happened. Oh yeah. I seriously need to stop using the controller as well. I don't know why I keep doing that to myself, because it's so much more difficult to do this with a controller than a joystick. So I keep doing it. I'm going to park ourselves right here. For the time being, at least. Okay. Sky Dolly. Yeah, we've got Sky Dolly. So let's see how that goes. We've got Sky Dolly. We'll take a look at the landing replay and see what we did that did not work. Okay. Try that again. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's take a look at our landing replay now. It's going to be interesting to say the least. Okay. It's my first time flying the A380 in a long time, obviously. So let's see. What actually happened here? What actually happened? Alright, let's have a look. Coming into land. Ignore the traffic. That is not good. We touched down way off to the left of the runway, and then we went back into the air, and then we touched down finally. Yep, that is not good. It's because I pulled up too much. When we came into land, I pulled up too much. That is not a good landing. Unfortunately, that is not a good landing. Let's take another look at that from the other view so we understand it a little better. There we go, we'll come around. Come around, there we go. Yep, let's take a look at that. Let's see. Yeah, way off to the left. And then back into the air. Yeah. I pulled up too much. Anyway. All right. Okay. We'll have a couple more replays from the passenger point of view. Snow there. Okay, let's try this view. Yeah. Okay. Guess I'll just have to get that right the next time. All right. Let's check that out one more time from the other side, and then we shall go in and shut down our aircraft. All right. There we go. Let's go back to where we left it, at the parking. We're gonna shut down our aircraft. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Ignore all the warnings. Obviously, that's because of the replay. So we can ignore that. All right. Let's go ahead and turn on our APU. APU bleed. Why is it so bright in here? Why is it so bright in here? Why is it so bright in here? That's a good question. Strobe lights off. Add off. Logger lights off. There we go. Let's clear all of this. There we go. Come here, go to services. Let's check out whether our APU has come to life. It is coming to life. There we go. We got Gen 1 and Gen 2 for APU running, so we can shut down our engines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Engine shut down. Great. Let's get ground power unit. Let's get GSX in here. Let's request deboarding if that's even possible. Alright. Great. Emergency light disarmed. Beacon lights off. All of these off. External power. Did we request that? We did, right? Ground power unit has been requested, but it hasn't been. It's not available yet. I don't know why. Okay, that off. Let's turn all of that off. That's great. Still no external power. Alright, anything else? Let's turn the ADIR systems to off. Ah, yeah. Sly 567. If it's because of landing replay, you can always ignore those warnings. They don't mean anything. But if that's in the middle of a flight, eesh. The A380 does have very annoying warnings as well. They definitely catch your attention. So I I get it when you say your sphincter puckered. I understand. Come on, ground power unit. Give me ground power unit. Why won't you give me a ground power unit? I have no idea. In either case, I believe I've parked in the wrong place. For GSX to begin deboarding, I should have parked here, but I went and parked there. Nonetheless, gonna leave it here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that little stream. The landing should have gone much better than that, but hey, you know, it's been a while, so I'll give myself a little slack over there for that terrible landing. But apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. That was pretty fun. I will catch you guys in the next stream. I haven't decided where exactly I'm going, but let's see what exactly happens. I want to do a general aviation flight next, and then afterwards perhaps we could fly a flight from the UAE. Let's see how that goes. Alright. Okay, thank you to everybody who tuned into the chat. Sly567, Kaleem, Anas EM, as usual, thank you very much for tuning into the flight. I appreciate it very much. So yeah, consider liking, subscribing to the channel, and check out my other videos and content. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.